because I'm trying to make our calls a little bit faster because I know that we have families and lives outside of Deidre's team call. So I'm just trying to help you guys out a little bit. We're going to go over just a few announcements with my list. I should have taken these out, but that's okay. Erica, I did this for you. It was just for you. It's a new set, so it's even worse. All right, so a couple of things. I did not post the shout outs yet because it's actually getting ready to be posted, and then I walked away and totally forgot about it. So I'm going to be posting those as soon as I get off, but we do have some coaches, a lot of coaches on the leaderboard. Very proud of you guys. Just a couple shout outs. The top SC earners were Reagan Long at 14 and Rebecca Skaggs at 12. Way to go. I don't know Rebecca. She is a brand new coach. So congratulations to her. And we also have top producers. Missy Valentine is the very, very top at 780. Holy cow. And then Rebecca Skaggs again at 720. And then we have our newest Emeralds, Nicole Connolly. I don't see she's on, but congratulations. We have Luann Burt, who is on. This is Mary Carolyn's mama. Good job. And then Gret B. And then Crystal Hernandez. So way to go, guys. Congratulations. A couple more things. Last week, I started talking about the new announcements that we got for Summit. So I just want to go over those real quick. We have a health bet challenge going. If you guys don't know what that is, I'm going to be posting a video that Carl just made just to clarify a couple things. But it's going to be September 5th through October 9th. It's a 4-week, is that 4 September? Yeah, it's a 4-week bet challenge that they have going on using the Challenge Tracker app or Challenge Group Tracker app. It's for coaches and challengers as long as you are documenting your stuff. If you are logging in 3 workouts a week, 5 Shakeology posts a week that you drank your Shakeology, and then 1 picture of you drinking your Shakeology, you have a chance to win the money that Beachbody is putting in a big bucket for us to win. So they're putting in $2 million. And then for every challenge pack sold this month, they're putting an extra $5 in. So there's going to be between $2 and $3 million in that bank that you guys and your challengers are going to have the opportunity to win by posting their accountability. This is a great opportunity for you guys to share with your challengers. So feel free when I share that video, get some information and talk about it with your challengers. Get everyone involved, and you guys yourselves, even if you don't like using the Challenge Group Tracker, I really think that it would be a good thing for you guys to use as well. We are challengers ourselves. We should be on our own journey and tracking our progress along the way too. So let's use it so we all have a chance to win some money.
This is on Deidre's page.
Oh, hold on a second. I gotta mute. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Next we have the 3-week yoga retreat. That's going to be coming out on demand September 5th. You do not have to buy the program. It is going to be on demand. Why do we want on demand? Because there are so many great things coming out. Next, we have the 20s show that's also on demand. Who watched it? Did you guys like it? I loved it. It's going to be my new favorite show. So the 20s show is Beachbody's finding their next celebrity trainer, okay? So it started with 20 people, and now they narrowed it down to 11. They got rid of 9 people, I think. So now we're going to watch them go through test and training and whatever else they're going to do. They're all in a big house. It's like a reality show. People love that. Talk about that to Facebook and social media, whatever you're doing. Get people involved so they can see it, okay? And then next, we have the Fixate cooking show that is going to be starting October 19th is the very first October. August 19th is the first episode. This is going to be perfect for you and for your challengers as well, okay? If people aren't good with nutrition, that's like most people in this world, this is a perfect opportunity for them to get better at it, okay? So it's Autumn Calabrese and her brother Bobby, who is a chef, and they're working together to do a lot of the recipes from the Fixate cookbook and a little bit more. So there's going to be gluten-free recipes, and people with allergies, there's going to be recipes set for them as well. Talk about this. It's a great way for people to get the on-demand. And I don't know if you guys saw the video that I posted about Amy Silverman doing the club membership group. That is amazing. I'm actually going to create one. It's going to be Forever Fit Club. Has a little ring to it. So it's going to be our team name with club at the end. So that is specifically for people who get the club membership. I'm going to open it up to whoever wants to use that. If they have anyone, challengers signed up, that is not getting a challenge pack, if they're absolutely wanting to get the results, but they refuse to get a challenge pack, put them in the club group. They have to have a club membership though to do it, okay? But this is at least going to help them on their journey. It's going to give them an opportunity to try the workouts and to have all the option to do the 3-week yoga, to look at the 20 show, and also to have that Fixate cooking show, okay? And track their nutrition. And you're going to be able to give them the support that they need. And with having that, maybe they will take that next step and do a challenge pack once they see how everything works, okay? So this, yeah.
Sorry. When we do that Forever Fit Club, is that going to be like a never-ending challenge group kind of deal? Is that how we run that?
That's how I'm going to do it, yeah.
Okay.
Now,
I would love to be added in that if you don't mind.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create it. I was supposed to do it yesterday, but I didn't get around to it yet. But I'm going to create it and I'll post it in Forever Fit. So whoever wants it, you guys can add yourself. I'll put the link there.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And anyone who adds people, please, guys, be sure that you're adding value too, because these are going to be your challengers and they're going to be looking for you to be their leader and coach. Okay. So enough with the on-demand new leader conference. If you guys are pushing for 2-star diamond, I know there are a lot of people who are close to diamond, who are pushing, who are diamond, who are 1-star. You guys need to make sure that you qualify for this 2-star leadership retreat. It's going to be awesome, or leader conference. It's in LA. It's 1.5 days long. It is in February. I didn't write down the days. February 20-something, 3rd, maybe. It's around there.
24th and 25th, I think.
Perfect. Thank you. Because you're trying to qualify. Good looking out. So you need to be a paid 2-star diamond, 1 bonus week between October 1st and December 31st. Okay, so you have a little bit of time. Make sure that you are doing what you need to do. Look at your elite points. You have to have 30 elite points. If you are not a diamond yet, you probably have no idea what those are. So once you go diamond, we will talk about that. I don't talk about elite points until you're diamond. But if you are a diamond and I am your upline coach, we will be talking once a week. If you want to talk more, you come to me and let me know. I'm not going to stalk you and force you into anything. These are your goals. So if you want this, talk to me and we will go over elite points and how to increase them and how to make sure that you are reaching your goal by the deadline. Next, Diamond Retreat is in Destin, September 13th through the 18th. We are getting close to it. There are a lot of people who ended up backing out because of other obligations. So I'm actually opening it up to my personally sponsored downline. So if there's anyone here who is close to diamond, who really wants to go, please reach out to me and we will talk. And I would love to have you, but this is for people who are ready to grow a business. If you have a goal of diamond in mind and it's very soon, come talk to me and we will work and see what we can do. All right, any questions, guys? All right, cool. So we have a special guest today. I don't know if you guys saw the little picture I posted with our link, but we have Kaileigh Hennessey talking. And Kaileigh is my best friend. I found her through Beachbody, by God's grace. He's pretty amazing, isn't he? So Kaileigh is a 6-star diamond. She was premier her first year of her business. She is elite the rest of the years of her business. She's been in the business for 3 years. So every year she has reached some huge goals in her business. But she also, had obstacles along the way, just like everybody else does have. And she's going to be sharing that with you and talking about the power of I am, which is an audio personal development that she is currently listening to by Joel Osteen. We both love some Joel Osteen. So she's not really in love like I am, but she still listens, obviously. So Kaileigh, I'm going to let you take it away. Oh, I didn't say your other recognitions. She's a Success Club 5 legend. And what else did I miss? I'm going to let her finish. I love you that much. I didn't
I'm
write
not
it down.
going to give myself praise, so you won't get it.
I'm trying to think. What else?
I'll talk about it.
Educational leader on the leaderboard.
What?
Success Club 5 All-Star legend.
Right.
6-star. Okay, and I did that right. Premier and elite for 2 years. Yeah, we're good. All right, girlfriend.
Correct.
All you.
Hey guys, how's it going? Everybody good? Oh my goodness, what happened? You just changed my screen.
I put you on the spotlight. Do you not want me to do that?
I like to see people's reactions.
Oh, okay. I'll
I'm
stop it. Okay, we're good.
I changed it back. You can put me on the spotlight. I can change mine back, I think. Enjoy. Anyway. Okay, just want to make sure you're recording. So Deidre and I were talking. If you saw either one of our news feeds, we were obviously together up until about 3:30 this afternoon when I got home. But she was talking about her team call, and she had known about some of the struggles that I recently went through. And she was like, would you consider speaking on the call? So I was like, nah, sure. And I was like, well, I am finishing this book, and I feel as though it might not be something training wise, but I think it's something that everybody needs to hear. So hopefully you can take at least one thing home from this. I'm going to start with my story because not many people know what it is. Before I started Beachbody, I was a stay-at-home mom, and I have 2 kids, Lily and Noah. They were 3 and 1 when I started Beachbody. Noah was born 3 weeks early, and he was fine in the hospital, but on day 2 of being alive and out, he cried nonstop for over a year. He literally 12 hours straight cried, wouldn't eat, nothing. It was miserable. So after a year of this, I started losing who I was because I went through the baby blues. I went through, oh my gosh, there's something wrong with the child. I can't even tell you how many times I went to the hospital because I was like, there's no reason why he should be crying like this. I started working out. I always liked health and fitness. Like I was always I played for 3 soccer teams at a time. But I needed something from me. So I was doing Jillian Michaels' 90-Day Revolution. And I love Jillian Michaels. I'm a huge fan of hers. But I had hit a plateau in my weight loss. And that is when I did a Google search, strictly based off of how to break a plateau or how to lose weight. I don't even remember what it was. But I came across Mel's blog. So Deidre and I are on the same team. I am one of Melanie's personally sponsored coaches. But there was something, Mel and I just started talking. Like she wasn't trying to sell me something. So that's tip number 1, right? She wasn't like, oh, you're at a plateau. I have this amazing thing for you. She literally walked me through it without me having to buy anything. So we talked for about a month, and I did what she told me to do, still doing the program that I was doing, and I started losing about 3 pounds a week. So I was like, okay, there's something to this whole thing about nutrition, right? And then I'm still in my head of I have no purpose. Here I am as a stay-at-home mom, and I know stay-at-home moms are amazing and it's a super, super hard job. But at that point, I was so low that I was like, I have no purpose. And I saw Mel post something about going to Disney World for free with her kids and her family. And that brought me, I don't want to say, but it kind of really hit home because as a kid growing up, I would go to Disney World every single year. Like we would drive every year. I was blessed with parents who had money and could do that kind of stuff for us. And my husband and I were at a point where we were broke as a freaking joke. I mean, we had contemplated claiming bankruptcy, and we didn't see it an end to any of the means that we had because for me to go to work, I'd literally be paying for daycare. Like that wouldn't be bringing us in extra money. So seeing the Disney World post really hit home because I was like, at that point, still going through my head with how much we were struggling financially, that I was never going to be able to take my kids to Disney World. So that's number 2 is don't be afraid to share something that Beachbody has done for you because that's what hooked me, right? That's when I started talking to her about the business because I was like, if she can go to Disney World, I want to go to Disney World, although they haven't been back yet to Disney World. But so I started talking to her about the business, and I signed on for the business. Okay. So that was my why. My why in the very, very beginning of my business was to get my family out of debt. We were so far in debt that we were getting $300 a month from our church to pay for our groceries. Okay. I had $150 in the bank account. I bought Insanity off of Craigslist, and I didn't drink Shakeology for the first 2 months of my business. Okay. But my first month, I came on March 10th, so it was kind of like a half a month. That first month, I made $219. That was more than I would have made walking the dogs I was walking, or knitting the scarves I was knitting for my mom's craft show, or folding the church bulletins for my church, which was over 1,000 bulletins every Saturday night, and stuffing them with 7 different papers. I would do all 3 of those. And it gets cold here in New Jersey, and that was during the winter time. I had to walk those dogs with my kids. But I was doing that. I was trying to do anything I possibly could to bring in extra money to help my husband. So I had continued those 3 things for this first, I want to say 8 months of my business. And it came to a point in my business, I want to say around September, maybe it wasn't even 8 months, that I had to have a serious conversation with Mel. And she was like, do you want this business to go anywhere? Because I kind of hit a plateau in my business, kind of like I did with my weight loss. And she's like, do you want it to go somewhere? And I'm like, well, obviously, because I really see the potential in this. And I was doing well. Like Deidre said, I came in March. I was premier that year. And that was the year that they changed the elite stinking ranking for elite. So technically the first year I hit the same mark that the year before was for elite. And that was only 8 months of my business. Mel had told me to put my name on the wait list for the cruise, right? For the Success Club cruise, because that was completely sold out. I was like, I don't think I could do it. Finally, I hit Success Club every single month, starting from month 1, even though I had half a month left. And September came around, and I finally put my name on the wait list, and I was called off in October. Okay, so there's number 3. If you want to go to Punta Cana, make it happen. Put your name on that wait list and just friggin' do it. Because anybody can be called off. I'm telling you, anybody. So Mel said, she sat me down and she's like, you have to figure out where you want to go. You are spread way too thin with walking dogs, taking care of your kids, taking care of your husband. By the way, I also did all of the paperwork end of my husband's business because he owns his own business too. Okay, so I know how it is when you're busy. Everything can go to the wayside. I sometimes get so overwhelmed that I don't do anything. So she was saying, you're going to have to let something go so that this can grow. So I made that rough choice after talking to my husband to let go of some of the things that I was doing. And I'll tell you what, to this day, I still do the paperwork end of his business. And soon my assistant will be taking that over too. But that was the whole debt issue and the whole getting help from the church. It was very hard for us to do that, to go to our church, and especially because my husband grew up in this church, so everybody knows him, and say, hey, we need help. And that was really, really rough. So my why for coming into this business was solely to get us out of debt and to be financially free, okay? That is what drove me to the success that I've had for the past 3.5 years, right? But fast forward, this past summit I was at, and I went to Elite Night, and we were early, me and my guest, and we were sitting at the cocktail table, and my corporate mentor and somebody who I call my Beachbody father came over to chat with us. And Jeff, who's my corporate mentor, asked me how I was doing, and I didn't give my normal response. But he didn't say anything about it. And Kim, who is like my Beachbody father, was sitting next to him, and he noticed my response, right? And so, long story short, we go to, this is 2 days later. We're now at the Success Club party for the leadership ladder, and Kim's down there dressed in his, long wig and everything. And he finds me, and he says, what's going on? And I'm like, honestly, I can't even tell you without crying and ruining this beautiful 80s look, right? And so he's like, all right, let's schedule a phone call for when we are done and get back from Summit. So the Tuesday after Summit, we got on a phone call. And it wasn't even a phone call, it was a Zoom call. So we could see each other face to face, and literally for an hour, I cried. In front of corporate, I cried. And it was one of the most eye-opening experiences, and I highly suggest that you do it with your upline or somebody that you trust, because he picked And it was picked in a good way, but he picked through everything that I was going through, and he knew. I had done so well. So, and this is, I know I was with Deidre when she wrote my little thing about the D to E. And this is where it comes into play. He was telling me that, you know, he knew me from the very beginning, and he knew my type of personality. When I'm driven, I'm going to get it done. But what happens is, at a point in someone's business, may happen sooner, may happen later, depends on the person. But you go from A to B to B to C to C to D, right? In your business. You get recognition, you rank advance, your volume goes up, whatever. You come to a point like me where I had to go or have to go from D to E. I have two choices. I have three choices. One, I could quit because the transition from D to E is 10 times harder from going to A to D. All right? It is a hard look at yourself. It's a hard look at your why and what you're doing with your business. And it's scary. Okay, it was totally scary to sit there and cry in front of somebody that I don't even cry like in front of Deidre. I don't. So, the number two thing that you could do is you can self-sabotage to the point where you go back to A, because A through D is super easy. You get recognition, you get the volume, you get this, you get that. But nothing really changes in you as a leader or as a coach, right? Because that happens when you go from D to E. All right. Or number three, you can suck it up and you can work towards moving from that D to E. Well, of course, here I am on a call with corporate and I can't say, yeah, hey, I want to self-sabotage, or hey, yeah, I want to quit. So what did I do? I said, okay, I'm going to go from D to E. And we had to make a plan. So I'm going to, if you're ever stuck in this position, I'm going to tell you the plan that Kim gave me. And this is after he dug. So this is why I said it's important to get on a call or a Zoom call with your upline or somebody that you trust, that you can really dig into your why. My why for, in the very beginning of my business was scary because we were out of money, pretty much. But I never cried because of it. Yes, it drove me for the past 3.5 years. But the why that Kim pulled out of me was so much bigger. And I'm going to tell you what it is, just so you guys can see it. And it's the phrase, I want to matter. Right? So that is my why. Not necessarily selfish, I want to matter, but I want to leave my fingerprints on people's lives. I want to touch them. I want to help women gain confidence because I've had a horrible issue with that. I want to help them find self-love because I've had a horrible issue with that. And that is my why. And I literally sat there and sobbed like a baby. And he's like, that's what's going to, so his words were, your why in the beginning is what got you to where you are now. The why now is what's going to connect you with more people. And he's like, but it's going to suck because you're going to have to go outside of your comfort zone and completely live there. A to D, you can slide back into your comfort zone and be just fine and then slide out and be okay and then slide back in. But from D to E, you're completely outside of it. There's no going back. Like, it's like that wall closes behind you and you're done. So, you know, for me, that looks like being more vulnerable, because I am not. I am like closed up like a lock. And it takes a lot of time and effort of connecting and making sure that I am on the path mentally, because this is a mental game for me, like huge. I'm sure that one person, at least one person, is going to connect with this. Growing up, I could have and should have always done better with no matter what I did, okay? That's how I grew up. I was always expected. I'm a middle child. My sisters were not expected the same as me. But if I graduated with a 3.8 GPA and honors in college from a private school with a learning disability and I never used my 501k, it should have been a 4.0. So that's what I grew up with. So everything that's been in my business has been, yeah, I hit elite, but it should have been better. Like, I should have done this better. I should have done that better. It's not necessarily a comparing game, which it can slide into, but really it's comparing yourself to yourself from what other people have dictated for me, okay? So part of this whole new why is overcoming that, and that is one of the things. So the plan was Kim wanted me to identify my why, which we did on that Zoom call, right? Number 2 was to identify 2 goals in my business that I wanted. And because I was stuck from D to E at the beginning of this year, elite was on my low on my totem pole. okay, because I was shooting for volume. My husband and I have goals that have monetary duties to them. After Summit, I was like, well, crap, now I want to try for Elite again, so that's now back on my board. I don't know if it'll happen because I completely went away from that in the beginning of the year. But there it is. So I had to identify 2 goals that I wanted to hit in the next 150 days. So you guys can apply this to yourselves, even if you're not stuck. You can still apply it because everybody has the same 150 days left in this year. Okay? Then number 3 is I had to identify the things that were going to help me reach those goals. Number 4 was every single day I had to stop and win the day. Like at the end of the day, I had to say what I did good and what I won rather than me telling myself, well, you didn't sign anybody up. Like you suck, because that's what normally would go through my mind. And that's really hard for somebody who's been conditioned for 30 years to do better, to be better, right? I don't know if anybody else has gone through that, but literally I'm a blue. If you know the colors, that's something emotionally that we hold on to. Like it's strong. And it's super hard. So the first thing that I did when I got off the phone with Kim or off of Zoom was I downloaded The Power of I Am. Somebody had told me about it a long time ago. I'm not a fan of Joel Osteen at all, but somebody told me because they knew my negative mindset and the way that I grew up that this was something I needed to hear. So I've always, Deidre's going to laugh, but I've always talked to her about this and I've always talked to Melanie about this. And the fact that, because Mel would always tell me, well, you need to speak as what you want, right? So I am an elite coach, right? I am a 6-figure earner. And I would tell them, I physically and mentally cannot tell myself that because I cannot lie. I feel like I'm lying to myself and I get super guilty and even have to go to the bathroom from it. Like it really bothers me to have to lie to myself and other people. But I can't sit there and tell myself things that my mind has for 30 years told me was, not true. Okay. So I never ever read this book because I was like, I can't sit there and say, I am this, I am good at my business, I am, whatever. Because no matter what, I'd be lying to myself and it wasn't going to work. So I finally said, well, what I'm doing now to get to DDE is not working. So here I am living outside my comfort zone. 1, I'm listening to Joel Osteen. I don't have anything against him. I'm just not a huge fan. And number 2, I'm doing something that I'm totally against, which is telling myself things that I don't believe that I am. He came to a point in the book where he almost validated it being okay saying the things that my mind was telling me that I'm not. Okay. So let's just say like my mind tells me I'm not an elite coach, right? But I am an elite coach. That's what I'm supposed to be telling myself. He tells you in the book, just because you are not that thing or person or object or whatever, doesn't mean that you're not saying it because that's where you want to be. And so in my mind, that validated it okay to quote unquote lie to myself for the time being because I know that it has to change between here and eventually I will no longer be lying to myself. All right. So that's like the main takeaway from that book is talking to yourself in that positive mindset and allowing yourself, I forget who told me this, but allowing myself to lie to myself pretty much, like giving myself the permission to say these things that I wholeheartedly don't believe. Because what was happening was everything that I was thinking and saying to myself was coming true, right? And I made a really good friend in the test group from Country Heat. And she was saying that she was just with Scotty Hobbs on Super Saturday. And he was saying, people were asking him, like, how do you stay positive and focused through this rough time, right? Everybody's having a couple dry spells with Success Club. July and August, they freaking suck. We know. But how are you staying positive? And he says he's never thought anything else. Like, he's never thought anything else. And they're like, well, how do you handle the negativity in your page? Or your coach is not doing anything? Because we're all signing a lot of coaches this year that are not doing anything. Okay? It's not just new coaches signing coaches that aren't doing anything. It is old coaches signing coaches not doing anything. It's like founding coaches signing coaches that aren't doing anything. And he says he never, ever speaks negatively over his team. okay, ever. Like, not even to his team, but just me to Deidre saying something, I can't believe these coaches aren't doing X, Y, and Z. It always has something positive. And he's a huge godly person, so I'm assuming he's learning this from the power of I am. Because what you speak is what you are going to attract, right? I don't think I still have it, but I read Deidre the description of the book, and I want to read it to you guys too, because it severely depicts what it's about and even can train you just by that. Okay? And then I'm going to go into just a couple of my takeaways from the book, because I think that you guys need to hear it. Everybody does. So, okay. So it says, can 2 words give you the power to change your life? Yes, they can. In the pages of this new book, best-selling author Joel Osteen shares a profound principle based on the simple truth. Whatever follows the words, I am, will always come looking for you. So if you're sitting there saying, I'm not successful, you won't be successful. If you're sitting there saying, I am not at my goal weight, you will never be at your goal weight. Okay? So that's like the whole concept behind it. So when you go through the day saying, I am blessed, blessings pursue you. I am talented, talent follows you. I am healthy, health heeds your way. I am strong, strength tracks you down. Joel Osteen reveals the power of I am can help you discover your unique abilities and advantages to lead a more productive and happier life. He uses, first of all, you have to be okay with listening about God, because he uses the scripture. But the other thing is he uses such powerful stories that are true that literally have been giving me goosebumps. Okay, just because it's like, holy crap, just changing the power of mindset has cured people of cancer, and I truly believe it, So my biggest takeaway, and I actually heard it on my way home, and it's at the very end of the book, is the fact that he says there are always going to be negative voices coming at you, okay? And Deidre and I had this conversation, I think like the first day that I got to her house this week. And I wrote down the hour and the minute of this Audible book. It's hour 5, minute 4, a little bit before minute 4, but that's when I looked at it. Of Jesus, and I'm going to get a little bit biblical for you, just stick with me. Jesus went to the home of a little girl who died. And he walked into that home, and he only brought 3 people with him, right, into that house. They were his most trustworthy followers that he brought with him. And he did that because he needed somebody behind him, never questioning, well, do you really think, like, this is something good you could do, or you really think you can bring her back from the dead? Like, he needed somebody who knew who he was and what he could do. No one questioning him. So he gets inside the house, and there's a whole bunch of family members in there because, again, this little girl just died. And some of them started questioning him. He turned to them and said, there's the door. And he kicked them out. Like, Jesus Christ kicked somebody out of the house. And that's pretty much what we have to do with our lives. Those who are behind us, being the negative voices, we have to let them know, there's the door. I'm not saying, like, just do it meanly. But you slowly back away, right? He didn't need those people in there. And the whole thing that gave me absolute, like, I don't even know, love for this story, I guess you could say, is not even the fact that Jesus brought the girl back from the dead, not the fact that he was able, to do it no matter who was saying something negative about him, but the fact that he took the time back then to teach us a lesson today, okay, which is do not be afraid to put somebody out. Like, obviously you're not going to do me. I need to say it because people are going to be like, wow, this lady's a bitch. I'm like, no, I'm not. But I've had to cut people from my life, okay? Excuse my French, see little kids. And I've had to do it in such a way that is not, maybe they don't realize it, or, oh my gosh, you just got really busy. But they were the people that have never really saw the potential that I saw in myself, and were not afraid to say it, okay? And Jesus very easily could have shut all those people up that were negatively talking about him and questioning him right then and there, because he could have done it. He could have, woken her up right then and there, and they all would have been like, oh, all right, I see now, But he didn't, because he wanted to teach us a lesson today. And I think that's so powerful, and something that you guys can take back to your teams, because I've been hearing a whole bunch of negativity from some of my coaches about people in their lives. And obviously sometimes if it's your spouse or something like that, you guys have to talk it out. But you have the power to be surrounded by those that you want. And driving up to Deidre's house and listening to this specific part in the book, Joel was talking about how it is amazing if you have 20 best friends, right? There's a whole bunch of people who just have lots of friends, but it really comes down to having 2 to 3 people who you can always go to that will never, ever, 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 ever put you down. Okay? Deidre's one of those people on my list, right? I have 3, 4 if you want to include my husband. But you guys need to figure out who they are, and that is who you have to hang around. Now, it also had me thinking on the other end, because I am that person who was the negative person. So these people that are bringing me up could be saying the same thing as saying, I need to let her go. So it's also a gut check, right? So you need to say, okay, is this something that I need to change the mindset of? Which obviously I'm working on, otherwise I wouldn't be here today. The other thing that I took away was, going further into the negative voices. And literally I'm just talking to my phone as this thing is talking to me. And it was just that there's going to be negative voices trying to talk you out of your dreams, okay? Whether it's, if you're, a Christian or believe in the Bible, whether it's Satan or a parent or a friend that you thought was the best friend but doesn't want to see you succeed, whoever it is, they're going to try to talk you out of your dreams and telling you to settle where you are. And I'm going to tell you, if you're not comfortable where you are, you shouldn't be listening to them, right? I could have easily settled 3.5 years ago and said, well, this is the life that God wanted me to lead, and he wants us to be poor the whole time and struggle and never be happy and argue over money, and that's not true, right? So I'm here to tell you that I don't know if there's any men on here, but the man or the woman that you are is all that it takes, right? So you have to be you. You have to have that why, which is super, super important. And it has to scare the CRAP out of you, right? Like, it has to have you living outside that comfort zone 100% of the time. Like, you don't ever go back to being comforted, like, ever. I want you to know that no matter what anybody says, you are all on this call. You all started this business for one reason, and that door opened for a greater good, okay? It may not be your time to be top coach. It may not be your time to even be emerald, but it will happen if you push forth and you tell yourself, I am emerald, I am diamond, I am top coach, if you have that goal. Oh my God, phone keeps shutting off. So you are talented enough, you are strong enough, and you have what it takes within you to accomplish every goal you set forth. And if you don't accomplish those goals, it's because you have allowed someone else to dictate what goes on in here. And you need to take them out. You need to say, there's the door, even within here. And this is for really anybody, because Deidre knows and Mama Dukes knows, I'm not afraid to talk biblical. And when I give advice, it always centered around what God would want me to say. So I'm just going to tell you this. If you continue to do what you can in life or your business, God will continue to do what you can't. Okay? That's all I've got for you. I wanted to leave on that powerful note. Because what we can't do, God's already done.
True story.
So.
Amen. Can I get an amen? That was good.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That was powerful. That was really good. And
it helped.
Oh, I mean, it even helped me. And it's been amazing. Just me and Kaileigh and I'll use the correct grammar. Kaileigh and I have been able to watch each other transform. And it has been pretty amazing because she is the person who got me into my faith and my walk with Jesus. So it has been amazing for her to be able to help me through that. But also it's been amazing for me to be able to watch her go from having no confidence and having no self-esteem and having that negative mindset, because she did. And I would yell at her all the time because I hate when she says, I can't say that I am when I'm not. That would be a lie. I'm like, oh my goodness, seriously, give yourself some positive talk. But like, it's been amazing to be able to watch her transform, as a person, as a coach, as a leader. So I don't know, it's been awesome. And I'm so glad that we've been able to share that. And that's what's awesome about, this community that we have together, that we can help each other through things like that. I don't think I helped her, but she's helped me. All right.
You helped me this past week. I said you helped me this past week.
Thanks. I'm helping her like Joel Osteen.
Yeah.
He really does like him, especially after this book. Oh, goodness. Okay, so who is ready to get out of their comfort zone and go from D to E? Because when you step out of your comfort zone, that's when you're going to see the success and growth and change. And you can't have that growth and success without being able to step out, just like she said. Does anyone have any questions for Kaileigh?
I love questions.
Unmute yourself and talk if you want.
Love questions. Somebody challenge me.
Wow, I know, guys. Come on. Don't be scared.
It was just that good.
It was very powerful.
All right, I'll ask you a question.
I do have to know. Wait, hold on. I do have to say that I did get us out of debt. I did earn the financial fitness. Yeah. So we have no more credit card debt. We have no more student loans. We have. We're actually in the process of trying to see if we are qualified to buy a house. And we own this one that I'm in, but another one. And the woman goes, "Do you have any debt?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, I was on the phone with Deidre. I'm like, I got $1,200 on my credit card because we just went away. They're paying off tomorrow. This was yesterday. I was like, "Can I do that?" She's like, "I don't care." It's not gonna make a difference. So it does work. The power of your why, if it's financial, it does work to a point. You will then come to your business and you will have to find something that's deeper. Okay, somebody had a question.
And she was able to walk on stage at Summit, having that financial fitness award, which is that was extremely special for her and for me to be able to watch her, because I knew her struggle and where she was when she first started the business. Because I started a little bit earlier than her, but I was already a coach when she signed on. So I knew all about her when she first signed up. So it was pretty amazing to be able to see her transform her entire life and family, for the greater good. So, all right, Mama Dukes, go ahead.
You may have said this and I missed it, but how long did it take you to get where you are today, like with your financial freedom?
Well, we kind of like to live life too. So it took me probably 2 years to pay off everything. We had over $50,000 worth of debt. And every paycheck I'd put money aside. And as my paychecks grew, I put more money aside. I also take out money to tithe, because I truly believe that when I give, get back. So whether it may not be monetarily that I get back, it may just be in blessings and health or, something like that, but that's my belief. And so I'd probably say 2 years. The biggest thing that came from this was to watch the transformation of my husband, because he went from working 6 to 7 days a week, until the kids went to bed, because we didn't have another income, and he owns his own business. He owned his own business at the time. To pretty much be he'll be like, "All right, let's go to Deidre's this week," and just I have no work, and just be fine with it, which is something that's huge, because he's never really had the chance to relax. And that's one of my main goals when I first started was not only to get us out of debt, but to retire my husband in a year. And I would say by that year, my husband would never retire. So that was wishful thinking. But his workload went way down. He got to be picky and choosy with who he got to work with. And if he didn't want to go in one day, he didn't have to. So it became way more lenient.
Now, what social media outlets do you use to find potential challengers to help with their transformation and their health and fitness journeys?
Well, right now I'm struggling with everybody else. I use my like page.
Okay.
My business page is my baby. I don't know how to use Instagram. My blogs flopped every time. In the beginning, it was my warm market and just my Facebook page. And then I tried Instagram and that didn't work. I tried my like page, that didn't work. I tried a blog, that didn't work. So then I went back to doing my like page and really focusing. I took like a month of the bare minimum in my business. And that was actually this January, I think, that I did that. I hit Success Club 5. I was like, I'm just hitting Success Club 5 and I'm like devoting every waking hour to learning this like page in and out with the ads and all that kind of stuff. And I think I was at 6,000 likes and now I'm over 16,000.
Awesome.
So just dedicating my time and effort to that and just saying, okay, I'm done futzing around.
I have a question.
I was on my like page. I'm sorry, just one last thing.
Go ahead.
Issue with my like page, and it just started when I tried to schedule posts from my phone. It like posts the video immediately but no words, and it doesn't schedule it. Like the time and everything, when I check it, it's there, but yet as soon as I get out of it, it posts it. It's weird. It just started happening the other day. I
find that the phone apps are not anything, like they're even delayed. Like I added my husband just got on Facebook. What? And I added I signed him up and he didn't want that one. So I took it off and I put on a new one. And he was on his phone the other night on the couch. And he's like, why is this back my profile picture? I'm like, it shouldn't be because I changed it. And it was just because the app was messed up. Yeah. So normally, like, I would try to schedule it on your computer. Like,
but I do my videos on my phone.
You can airdrop it.
Airdrop it?
Otherwise, just do your videos either in the morning or at night.
Yeah. Okay.
Or go to the bathroom and post it.
Do what?
Go to the bathroom at work and post it.
Okay.
I have a coach that does that. She has power 5 minutes. No power hour. Power 5 minutes in the bathroom.
That's how I rocked my business when I was an ER nurse. Bathroom time.
Yeah, you also talk to me then. Somebody else had a question, right?
I did. I was just waiting to make sure that Mama Bear over there, I don't know what you were calling her. Anyways. Anyhow, I was wondering, okay, so you said you use your like page. So I have my like page and I have my personal page. Do you post anything on your, like, I pretty much post, I think, evenly on both my like page and my personal page. What do you do? Do you keep your personal page personal and then your like page, like, do you keep them separate? I mean, when people are on your like page, do you end up friending them, or like, I'm still so confused about that, like what to do with that.
I'll walk you through my process. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know if it's the month or what, but the crazies are out, okay? Like, they're just out. Deidre witnessed it the past 2 days. I've literally had, I think I'm up to 34 now, WooFoo applications for my Country Heat group. And every single one of them has been like, oh, I'm sorry, this isn't a magic pill that you pay me to take and I lose weight overnight. I don't want it. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I run a lot of ads, first of all. Like, if you're going to do Facebook fan pages, you have to be willing to invest, because that's what it's all about. I mean, if you guys were at Summit, you heard Gary. Facebook is about ads and it's about investing money. So you, like, my rule of thumb is I take 10% of what I make weekly and it goes right back into my business and my ads. And I was telling Deidre, like, I mean, I have it down to where I know my audience is, and I know I will test one picture to 6 different audiences and find the winning one. And when I find that winning one, I jack the price up on that ad so it reaches that much more people. So it's a very low cost to find the winning one, and then I jack it up and I kill all the other ones. But in the very beginning, when I only had 6,000 likes, I was still working from both pages. Okay, I would go to my like page. I have business manager for my like page, and if you don't do it, because it's horrible. I had somebody give me really bad advice on that. But the only way that I can see who's liked my page is from my phone app, okay? So I go to my phone app and I click, look, there's Tim. And I click, the likes. And so I'll go and I'll be choosy and I'll pick at least 10 people and try to keep it 10 or under that I will friend and add to my regular Facebook page, okay? And I would create a conversation with them over there. That's what I did at 6,000 likes. Now that I have 16,000, I know what I'm doing with my ads. I let them run and those people come to me and I create conversations that way. There's going to be some things changing in my business, but I do still on occasion add people and try to create conversations with them if they accept it. And then I don't know what number I was at, but the trainings that I was doing, if you know me, you know that I'm a rule follower. Like, it gives me agita thinking that I'm breaking a rule. And it's illegal for us to be on Facebook with our businesses. So when I finally got the nerve to say and have a timeline photo up that says I've moved, I did that. And I quote unquote work solely from my like page. I may post my transformation on my page or a shout out for a coach because I am friends with them and I know them and like I'm happy for them because I am adding other people, but it's very rare. Like most likely it'll be my kids or something like that and then I'll post over there. But that's definitely living outside your comfort zone because it's not your warm market anymore. Like you're completely dealing with your cold market, like freezing Arctic cold. People who don't know you at all. Does that help?
Still have to do a like page training.
Yeah.
You what?
Kaileigh, you'll just have to do another like page training for us.
That was horrible.
It was horrible?
It was just time consuming.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm like, did you watch the video? And they're like, no.
I'm on my way to Target since you're going to be on.
It's not easy.
No, it's not. That's why I had to dedicate a whole month to doing it.
Yeah. All right. Anybody else have any questions?
Hey, I have one. It's really loud here, so I'm sorry if you can't hear me.
Hi, Alicia.
Hey, Kaileigh. The
Yeah.
I am statements. So I know you don't love them, but do you think now that you are more into them, do you think you're going to make it like your routine to kind of write them out and like make them your mantra and kind of like say them daily?
So I don't know if I'll do that, or what I started doing was making like a thankful list, because one of the things that I find will lead to me believing more in the I am statements would be me finding contentment in everything else. So once I find contentment in, like, let's say my business is right now where God wants it to be, and I have to be okay with that, and I have to say I'm thankful for where I am right now. And I'm not saying, hey, God, I want to stay here, but I'm saying I need to be content here so that I can be given more and more opportunities. But along with that, like, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful that my kids are healthy, like, and just staying in that. So that kind of goes with my win the day. I will sit down not only with what I've won that day, but everything that I'm thankful for, so that stays and that's the center of my mind. And what Joel talks about in the book is, if you are a negative person like myself and you go to bed with a negative mindset, you're going to wake up with that same mindset, and it's going to be a horrible day, and it becomes a vicious cycle. So he said, even if you're like at the very beginning of this journey, just to start trying before you go to bed, thinking of everything that you're thankful for, because you're going to wake up on that thankful note, and that day will be 10 times better. And just like with consistency over time, with every single thing that we do in life, it will become better.
Perfect. Thank you.
I mean, I do, like, I was ticked off at Deidre's house, and I was like, I had to go upstairs. And when you're in that mood, it's very hard to say, like, I am going to meet this goal. I am going to do this. I am going to do that, because you're like, well, everything is against me, like literally everything. So it was really hard. But if you just practice that, no. and keep going after that thought, no matter what comes in, and pretty much telling that thought, there's the door. Like you're not gonna stay here long.
I think it was Brittany Leggett in one of the trainings that I was in at Summit talked about it, and it's just so. I think the issue with it is it's just so. It's not the norm, and it's not like what we're taught. And so to us, when we start this, it's uncomfortable. And I think that's something that has kept me from doing it, but it's something that I want to do. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to start every day.
Are you going to get that book?
Yeah, definitely.
Good.
It's a good book.
Anybody else?
What's the book called again?
The Power of I Am.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. I can show you the cover of it.
I just got mine on Audible. Actually, I just signed up for the membership. It's, what is it, $15 a month? And you can get a book a month, which is awesome because that audio was $21. So if you sign up for a $15 a month, you can get $30 books. It's totally worth it. And if you don't use it that month, you get credits.
Yeah. I figured that out a long time ago when I signed up a long time ago, and we had to do our first book. I forget. Oh my gosh, what is it?
Compound Effect.
Thank you. I was looking at my husband, waiting for him to look up at me and tell me, because we read that book way too many times that I should know the name of it. I got it for free, and then did the free 30 days, got it for free, canceled. And I should have. If you ever do this, if you have the membership for free, I do suggest you try this, because I lost out on my opportunity to do it. The first 30 days, when you go to cancel it, sometimes they give you this, like, are you sure you want to cancel? Because we have this awesome deal, and then you could get a lower monthly membership. But because I had the membership and I canceled, I went ahead, I was like, yeah, I'm going to cancel this sucker. And then I went for the Go for Diamond, and then I needed a book. And so I signed up like the week after I canceled. So now they won't let me, I'd have to cancel for real for a while, I guess. But they didn't re-offer it for me. I tried to cancel again, and they tried to get that lower monthly membership, and they didn't. So just try it. They ask you like 2 times, are you sure? And see if you can get the lower monthly membership. But I do pay the $15 now, and it's still worth it to me because of all the different books, the personal development books that we can get. And plus, on occasion, they offer you a free random seasonal book. So
you realize I totally skipped the free 30 days and just signed up.
Are you serious?
So serious.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's still worth it.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
And it's part of your 10% of investing in your business. 10% of what you make.
and you get so much more than just that, though, too, from the personal development, honestly. So, anyhow.
Awesome. Anybody else? All right. Kaileigh, thank you. That call was awesome. Very, very powerful. And I think we all took away something from that. So thank you guys all for getting on. And I hope you guys have a great night.